Namaskar, welcome back to my channel. So today I'll be giving my review on Karthikeya movie, Karthikeya 2. By the way, if you guys know that I was uploading every parts of this movie. Basically, I was reacting the whole movie on YouTube. Then I received 2 copy strikes. Imagine if I get one more copy strike, the third one, then
खत्म बाय बाय टाटा गुड बाय गया
Karthikeya 2 is an Indian Telugu language mystery action adventure film starring Nikhil, Siddhartha, Anupama, Parmeshwaram, and many others. This was written and directed by Chandu Mondeti, and I just love that guy because this was an amazing journey. I love action adventure films, especially when it is based on something that is related with our culture, Indian culture. And here we saw the glimpse of Dwarka, we saw the glimpse of Mathura and the mighty Himalayas. So it was a long journey and I didn't get bored as an audience. I just feel sad because I couldn't see this movie in the theaters, in the big screen. Like watching this masterpiece on big screen, how fun it would be. But unfortunately, this movie was not released here in the Philippines. So this movie starts with this archaeologist who is in Greek finding for this letter which was given. We'll talk about this in the story ahead. So after that we see this amazing animation when Bhagwan Krishna left his body and whole Dwarka is submerged. How beautiful animation that is. Somewhere it also felt emotional because Bhagwan himself leaving the body is very hard to watch, but when he left, he gives responsibility to Uddhava. He handles this anklet because he says that time is about to end, the Dwapar Yuga and Kal Yuga is about to arrive. So this anklet is needed for people of Kal Yuga to save this earth from tragedy, ailment, diseases. So make sure you keep safe. So the movie moves forwards after Uddhava keeps that anklet in safe place. We also see that there are so many people behind that archaeologist, especially Shantanu, and so many people are, Shantanu is using his Gupchar and trying to roam around that archaeologist and getting information about what he found, where he's going, where he's about to go. So then we see the introduction of Nikhil's. By the way, this is my first time watching Nikhil's movie, and it felt like I watched him for not first time because his acting was very natural. So we see him as a doctor, but also he is this curious mind. He has this scientist vibe in him. He does all these things, like the way he controlled that snake, and there was so many scientific explanation how one can control snake. So that introduction was actually very lit for an adventure movie, that he can go beyond so many limits. So the adventure has not begun yet till we saw that so many upshaguns are happening. Then her mother, Nikhil's mother, calls this guru, and guru asks her that, do you have any sankalp left? Then she tells, yeah, I have this and that. Then Guruji tells that you have to go to Dwarka and finish your sankalp. Just pray to Lord, and they reach Dwarka. And oh my goodness, from there movie looks so amazing. All the visual cinematography, everything looks so beautiful. The visual of Dwarka, the drone shots, the landscape, it was so beautiful. Like I really want to visit that place. So that is the place where his journey begins. Like he met this archaeologist in a wounded situation, then police captured him thinking that he murdered him, but it looks like police were involved with Shantanu. I don't know yet. But then we saw the entry of Anupama. She is very gorgeous eyes. And this movie tells us that Anupama is none other than archaeologist granddaughter who helped Karthikeya to escape from police station. Like Karthikeya is already stressed. He's looking for his mom, who is in Pravachan, but he thought that her mom might be kidnapped. Like she's totally lost. Then they met. Then Mama, they all meet. Mama talks about Abhiras. Who were Abhiras? Like there was a different animation for Abhiras too, and they are these people, like their bhakti is very different kind. Like it is very tamasic. Yeah, so Abhiras are like, God is my property. It is only us who have right on Krishna. Like if they see anyone with Krishna's items, his historical stuff, they will, no matter how good that person is, they're going to kill them. So yeah, but they also have this certain rules that at certain time and at certain places they can't do violence. But yeah, then we saw that Krishna found the more thing, which unlocked the door for the caves where he found telescope, and then he went to Chandrashila. And oh my god, in all this journey, this movie does not let you down. It does not make you bored, because it feels like you are part of this adventure. You are trying to find Krishna's anklet too, and it is so amazing. I really wish I watched this movie in movie theaters. I really love the fact that how amazing team they created. Very complicated. Like we have these two goofy people join in this team, Suleiman and Mama. Like this movie was not just about curiosity, but also it had comedy and funny element, which I enjoyed the most. So before going to Chandrashila, there was the small cameo of Anupam Kher. Oh my god, his monologue was the most amazing part of this movie. It was like the signature part of this movie. Anupam's Kher acting and the way he did Abhivyakti, the way he expressed this monologue felt so real that it brought tears in my eyes. Like I felt Lord Krishna. The way he described Krishna, his life, what he actually was, which no movie does, it is very. I really get pissed when, some movies deliberately do upman to Krishna, calling him this and that. He's always naughty, he's always, womanizer. Like, say, songs are being made on Krishna like that, but you people need to watch this movie and see who real Krishna was. He was a yogi, he was Vaidya, he was a guru. Like he was also a scientist in his. He was an architecture. He made this whole big golden Dwarka. Like just imagine. I was so impressed by that one scene. Watching that monologue in small iPad does not give any justice, does not do any justice, but yet I had this impact. It brought tears in my eyes. I wonder how you people who watch this movie in theater might feel. Like it was so amazing. Like I would watch this movie again. One thing that not most of us will realize, that it was not just a journey to find the anklet, but it was also the journey of main character Karthikeya, how he was before and how he changed after experiencing everything. See, I personally believe India is like that. You can have this adventure like Karthikeya. There are so many pieces and so many stuff around India. India is like the mother of history, grandmother of civilization, as they say. It is a real fact. Like we just have to explore and explore. We are still behind archaeology, excavation. If we spend more time on that, we would find the greatest history which are still dug in our land. So it was not just this adventure movie, it was the life of Karthikeya. Like he was not atheist before, but he had this attitude, I believe what I see. But then that interaction between Anupam Kher and Karthikeya, his perception changed. Because Karthikeya asked, "You are a scientist, how can you talk like that?" But then his perception changed. His perception changed even more when we go to the end of the movie. I also love the scene how when he reaches to Chandrashila Peak and he uses telescope which he found in Govardhan Giri. The telescope has this mark where you have to place the stars and see the map where Krishna's anklet has kept by Uddhavas, where the anklet is. I felt that that was a brilliant idea. It was a very creative mind. Like how cool it was. I'm also glad that they did not add the love story here. If they had add love story, the adventure movie would have ruined. But they made this movie so serious. They took it serious. Like there was the like they had feelings for each other, but there was no much love story. So I'm really glad for that. So they reached the final stage, the final place where Krishna's anklet is. I was so excited to see how they are going to create this climax scene. So they reach, and so many abhiras reach. Like that one abhira was so powerful. Imagine having 10 and 20, like how powerful they would. So I was thinking how they would achieve this anklet. So once they reach the place, they are being attacked, they are being killed. Then you get to know that this telescope is not just a telescope, it is Krishna's flute. First of all, the murti we saw is so beautiful. Karthikeya somehow jumps and settles that flute. And then Krishna's murti twirls and it opens the door for another stage where the real anklet has been kept. And on the floor, there are thousands of snakes. So the main abhiras send other two abhiras where they just like you just have to go, they walk, they get snake bite, they die. Then Karthikeya tries, and it reminded me of the first scene where he knows how to control snake. But controlling thousands of snake, I mean that was kind of hard to believe, yet it happened. Then he just got this anklet of Bhagwan Krishna. Like how majestic and mighty it was looking, and it was protected by one more cobra. Then the scene changes. There are so many news and medias. They said this ornament is 5,118 years old. It is Krishna's anklet. Then that line where Karthikeya says that there is a wealth of knowledge in this country, but because of carelessness, these beliefs are ridiculing. Like no one cares. And I personally also believe, aside from this movie, there are so many things like that in India which still exist, which no one knows about it. Like beat Karan's Kavach and Kundal. It must be still there. Dwarka is still there. Ram Setu and so many more stuff are there, which we need to focus more on and give that, chap internationally. We need more work on that. Then this movie ends with this twist that it's like a hint that Karthikeya 3 might come. He goes out in this Atlanta, like he says that history is spread till Atlanta, and the only clue that we got that he found a key. We saw key in his hand. I was like, yes, I'm so ready for Karthikeya 3. If it comes, I'm going to watch it for sure. Overall, I really enjoyed this movie. It was like something very new, like based on our culture, based on our history. It was just amazing the way everyone's acting, be it Mama, be it Suleiman, be it Anupama's Nikhil, of course. Everyone's acting was brilliant. Her mom, and this movie was just not a journey for them but also a journey for us. It has so many meaningful dialogues to make us feel understand that who we really are. We don't have to always get validation from others. We should read our text and get to know what's written in it. There is also one more thing that made me fall in love with this movie is the background music, especially this one. How beautiful it sounds. It takes you back to Dwapar Yug. It takes you back to Dwarka. Like you see Krishna in front of your eyes. I watched this tune alone in YouTube. It has this 10-minute video continuously ringing. I really love this tune. And I believe this movie is not just a movie for me, it is a reality. For example, Padmanabhaswa temple in Kerala, I believe. You see the secrets, how it was opened. You found so many goals, and it has this walled bee which is very secretive. You can only open that wall by chanting mantras. So there are so many stuff like that in India. So thank you so much, guys. All credit goes to you for requesting this amazing movie like Karthikeya 2. And in future, I hope you request more movies like this. So if you like this review, hit like, share and subscribe to my channel. Dhanyawad.